Calaroga Shark Media.
Hello, history buffs and trivia enthusiasts. I'm Journey Joe Mitchell, and welcome to a special edition of 5 Daily Trivia Questions. Today, August 26th marks Women's Equality Day, commemorating the certification of the 19th Amendment in 1920, which granted women the right to vote in the United States. Let's celebrate this pivotal moment in history by testing our knowledge about the women's suffrage movement and the ongoing fight for equality. Question 1. Which two women are considered the primary leaders of the American women's suffrage movement, organizing the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848? Question 2. In what year was the 19th Amendment officially ratified and added to the U.S. Constitution? Question 3. Which country was the first in the world to grant women the right to vote in national elections? Question 4. Who was the first woman to run for President of the United States, doing so nearly 50 years before women could legally vote? Question 5. What significant first did Kamala Harris achieve in the 2020 U.S. presidential election? Take a moment to reflect on these questions, and I'll be back with the answers and some fascinating facts about women's equality. Welcome back, equality advocates. Let's unveil the answers to our questions and explore some intriguing trivia about women's rights and representation. Question 1 asked, which two women are considered the primary leaders of the American women's suffrage movement organizing the Seneca Falls Convention in 1848? Answer: Elizabeth Cady Stanton and Lucretia Mott. The Seneca Falls Convention, held in New York, was the first women's rights convention in the United States. It produced the Declaration of Sentiments, modeled after the Declaration of Independence, which outlined grievances and set the agenda for the women's rights movement. Question 2 asked, in what year was the 19th Amendment officially ratified and added to the U.S. Constitution? Answer: 1920. The 19th Amendment was ratified on August 18, 1920, and certified on August 26, 1920. Tennessee became the 36th state to ratify the amendment, providing the required 3/4 majority of states. The first national election in which women could vote was the presidential election of November 1920. Question 3 asked, which country was the first in the world to grant women the right to vote in national elections? Answer: New Zealand. New Zealand granted women the right to vote in 1893, making it the first self-governing country in the world to do so. However, women in New Zealand couldn't run for office until 1919. The first European country to grant women's suffrage was Finland in 1906. Question 4 asked, who was the first woman to run for President of the United States, doing so nearly 50 years before women could legally vote? Answer: Victoria Woodhull. Victoria Woodhull ran for president in 1872 as the candidate for the Equal Rights Party. She was a colorful and controversial figure, advocating for women's suffrage, labor reforms, and free love. Her run for presidency was largely symbolic, as she didn't appear on official ballots and was even arrested on Election Day on obscenity charges. Question 5 asked, what significant first did Kamala Harris achieve in the 2020 U.S. presidential election? Answer: she became the first woman, first black person, and first person of South Asian descent to be elected Vice President of the United States. Kamala Harris's election as vice president broke multiple barriers simultaneously. Her victory came exactly 100 years after the 19th Amendment was ratified, symbolizing a century of progress in women's political representation. Thank you for joining me. I'm Journey Joe Mitchell, on this empowering journey through women's equality trivia. From the suffragists of the 19th century to the trailblazers of today, women have fought tirelessly for equal rights and representation.